Okay.
All right.
Love
Have
it.
you seen Naked and Afraid?
Of course.
All right. So I want to do like a Naked and Afraid light. All right. So it's not going to be as brutal.
But are they still naked?
Yeah, they're still
So
naked.
it's just as naked, it's just not as afraid.
This is what the supply would be when you walk out. You're going for 21 days.
Okay.
But now you have a lighter. Okay, you have a lighter.
Cough onto him on the blanket.
Okay.
And you have a plastic, like one of those garage bag, big plastic bag.
What, you get a garbage bag and a lighter?
Garbage bag.
That's what you're telling me?
Yes.
That's brilliant, Ted. That's brilliant.
Now,
maybe
hold
you should get a piece of sausage, too.
You also get like a, hold on. No. You get a can of tuna.
Oh, how about lox? How about some lox and bagel,
You get a can
a
of
lighter, and a
tuna,
garbage bag?
A can of tuna, but no opener. No opener.
No,
all right?
wait a minute. A can of tuna with no opener, but a lighter and a garbage bag.
All right.
Blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.
Come on in, boys.
Test 1, 2.
So I'm going to miss tonight, though. I'm pissed off. But what am I going to do? You know, it'll be on YouTube.
No, it won't.
I haven't been in too many Teslas before, have you?
Yeah, one or two.
Hey, Dad, how come when Teddy says one or two, you don't question him, but when Uncle Bob does,
Uncle Bob said it in a reference to drinks.
swipe?
So we ate dinner there. I had 1 or 2 drinks. That was it. Nothing, no.
Not to interrupt, but whenever anybody says 1 or 2 drinks, you
Okay,
automatically
I
assume it's 3.
know. No, it
Am I
isn't.
right?
It isn't. It wasn't.
It's 1 or it's 2.
It was 2.
Oh, then what was the 1?
And maybe 1 was a double. Okay. So anyway.
Okay. All right. Hi, camera. JonMichael.
Is JonMichael your editor?
Yeah.
Hi, John.
And say hi to Tom, our animator.
Tom. I love Tom's animations. They're fantastic.
Perry
You got-
White.
Tom actually did some-
You've got a great crew.
Tom did some great music, actually. Why don't we cut to the Orion opening? Swipe. This episode is sponsored by Electric E-Bikes.
Ooh, I have one. They're fantastic.
Go full throttle into spring with electric e-bikes, the #1 selling e-bike in the nation. Get your adventure started at electricebikes.com and mention that Take Your Shoes Off sent you in and
What's going on with you, Dad?
and mention the Take Your Shoes Off sent you in post-checkout survey.
Oh boy. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com.
Hello?
Hey, hold on. I can't hear you very well. Are you there?
Yeah, you there?
Ooh, yes. Hi. Did you know that right now Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day?
Do they?
Listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com/TYSO to get $30 off plus free shipping on their best-selling frame. That's
AURA.
frames.com/TYSO and use TYSO at checkout to save. That's right.
Terms and conditions apply.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Get it off your chest with BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/TYSO to receive 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TYSO for
10% off.
That's right. Hey, Vancouver, would you like to see me do stand-up live in your city? Well, I got good news for you. June 5th, 8 p.m., I will be at the Biltmore Cabaret. Biltmore? I think that's how you say it. Excuse me. You could get tickets at the link in description, or if you don't want to go to the description, you could go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman to get tickets. Also, while you're there, sign up for my mailing list. All you have to do is give me your email address and your city. I will not be using this for spam. The only reason I will be using this is to inform you when I am coming to your city. So if you want to know when I'm coming to your city, punchup.live/Rick Glassman. And if you are in Vancouver, get tickets for June 5th.
Tom lives in London, correct?
That's correct.
And-
No, England.
England, right?
Yes.
And Ricky
those
brought him.
English guys.
Ricky brought him to Los Angeles for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Right.
John Michael and
Michael.
Tom and Matt, who mixes most of our episodes.
And he brought his whole crew.
And we all
they
went
went
to
out-
Beach House.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know we could say
Oh
that.
my God.
Well, we're not saying where.
Yes. Good point.
We could even bleep the name.
Yes.
This shit.
Go ahead, John Michael. Bleep the name.
Bleep the name.
Yeah. Bleep the name.
Bleep the name.
Hello.
Teddy, I can't hear you. Teddy, are you in here?
Check. Yes, I'm
there
here
you
now.
are.
Here we
Now,
are.
you know this. You can move this. Sit
Anywhere
back.
I want.
Sit wherever you want first. Don't even worry about the mic. Sit wherever you want, where it's comfortable. Now take the mic arm. You could bring it like this and like this.
Yeah, this is state of the
Yes.
art.
No. So no. Go like this. Go like this. Right. And
Oh,
now,
and then I can do-
yeah.
okay.
And now bring it over closer to you.
I got you.
Now turn it so
Okay.
it's not facing Dad.
All right.
Brilliant.
We're good.
Woo! You sound good.
Am I too? Now
Yeah, you're
I
real
can't
quiet
hear
now.
me now. Hello. Hello.
Come on.
Okay. Am I to believe that everything prior to this was not recorded?
No, we still got it. I lowered your volume when I was just looking, and then I put it back. We got you.
Okay.
I think we
just-
can
just
erase
curious.
all that stuff. And
We
just
did.
Start from
Well,
now.
we'll see. We got some of it in there.
So we just came from the mall.
We got massaged. We got massaged,
Yeah, that's my place.
and I got my hands massaged. So
Did you get? I asked. Did you get the loyalty card?
No.
I'm
forgot.
2 away from a free massage, and that would have been one too.
Didn't even
Wow.
ask, and we got upsold for the hands from the feet. Oh, sorry, feet to the hands. And what I was going to say is, I very rarely go to a mall anymore. Back at home, I can't tell you the last time I've been to a mall.
You can't what?
Can't tell you the last time I've been to a mall.
last time we went to a mall was last year. We did
When we
did
were here.
massages.
You know, when I was home in Cleveland over Thanksgiving, I went to the mall a few times because I had some time between going home and going to your store.
Right?
And I was walking around, and it's not happening, but there's still a nostalgia to it. I loved walking around the mall, so I went a few other times. And I don't think that younger generations, I mean, I'm 26, so like I don't know if like the 13-year-olds will know about that stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, this particular mall is very nice, as is the food court.
The food court was very nice.
I don't eat that food anymore. It's stuff that gives me a stomach ache, and food court stuff typically does. But I love I love walking through a food court.
Teddy went
smell
for the
options.
Japanese option.
There's so many,
He had
there's
some
so many
shrimp tempura.
choices, you know?
I, on the other
Terrible,
hand, went for
by
the
the way.
stony oven chicken sandwich because of the bread.
Really bad.
Yeah.
No, his sandwich I think was really good, but
Yeah.
mine was terrible.
Bring it a little closer to you.
A little closer.
You don't have to move closer. Just bring it closer.
All right, I'm bringing it closer.
It's
We're close in.
it's
Close up.
kind of weird that a person such as Teddy, who has spent his entire career working with microphones, has a hard time getting
Oh
close
yeah,
to
you
your
used to be a
microphone.
law firm with Wender and microphone.
Yes. Well, you know, I have a Neumann at the studio.
He owns a freaking studio, okay? And he
I don't
still
like
can't
to get
close
too
to the
close
mic.
to it. You know, too close to it. Sometimes you get like pops and you know things like that. So if you stay a little bit further away, you can always bring the volume up later on in the mix.
So I'm upgrading my equipment. I'm getting. I'm
excited.
I
What are we
got
getting?
most of it now already. I got some really nice new cameras.
Did you upgrade with your credit card points?
No. I this when you could write off, you don't use your credit card points.
Right
Credit
off,
card
baby.
points are for non-write-off purchases.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I got new lenses. I even had to upgrade my SD cards to run fast enough. We're talking 300 MPS, which I don't think I need because I'm not shooting too much slow motion, but just in case. Now, one thing I haven't got yet that I will, that's going to be part of this new upgrade, is I also got a new recorder that basically it allows you record with high ends and low ends, like two different tracks. It's almost impossible to peak anything that has backup recordings of stuff. And
Do you understand that, Ted?
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, sure.
Okay. Well,
It's a good system.
And I got, I found a place where I got some, because especially when there's two people, I like the microphones to be facing away from each other so it doesn't pick up as much of the echo. I got some sound dampening in fun.
Oh, yeah, that's not in yet.
Fun
You have
color?
it, be,
I have it here.
but you didn't
Fun
install
colors?
it yet.
Yeah. So there's a style. There's a pattern to it, but these are the colors.
Yeah. Look at
I
that real
picked
studio
this for the
stuff.
rug,
Right.
this for here and here,
Right.
and then I wanted to get a neutral, but I didn't want it to match this because I want a little dynamics between the couch and the back. So I went darker. Here are our colors. Dad, what would you guess this one's called?
Color names. Let me tell you something. You all know I'm in the flooring business. There are 9 million colors of carpet that all have to be named, and none of them make any sense. So that.
Well, I could give you some multiple choice.
Okay, give me
first
multiple
guess.
choice.
First, see if you could
All
guess.
right,
I can't. There's no way you're gonna get any of these. At least not these first two.
All right. I mean, that's mushroom granite.
That's that's so specific. That's great, and I should
very
contact
good.
them to change it to that.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. Teddy, what would you guess it's called? Hold on. What would you guess this is called?
It's like a commercial, like the floor of a garage. Garage floor gray.
Garage floor gray.
That's not poetic enough.
GFG.
What like a rug wouldn't have garage floor?
No,
does it?
when they make carpet, sometimes they name them with something that has nothing to do with the actual colors. Like there'll be a blue carpet, and they'll go Spice Capri. Well, how the hell do I know what color Spice Capri is?
Well, a spicy caprese salad makes me think of being off on the coast of
to me,
Ahrud, by
spicy
Greece.
is spicy could be the second color you have in there.
Okay, but we're not on the second colors yet.
Okay, so that
This is it's. I'll give you a hint.
it all depends what kind of context.
I'll give you a hint. It's one word.
Okay,
and it is
Dull.
it is the a name for wood.
a name for wood.
Birch.
Stone.
Timber.
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 Okay, all right.
All right.
So they like nouns as colors. So that will be
This is probably the easiest to guess, I think.
mustard.
Flesh.
The answer? Mustard.
Okay.
Mustard. Flesh. Of who? Bart Simpson?
No, like a Barbie doll. Flesh. Yeah.
Okay. Last.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
blues are all over the place.
Yeah,
but
crazy
blues. This
as
is
simple as these guys
Sunset
have been,
blue.
Sunset blue.
I'm going to say
Sunset blue, I would think have more red in there, though. No.
Depends on which sun would set. What sun is setting at what particular time.
We only have one art, my friend.
Yeah, but it's the shade.
cobalt.
Cobalt is a good one. I like. You know what that looks like? That looks like one of those.
It's really not a true cobalt, but maybe they want to stretch it.
It looks
'cause
like
it's good. It's a good name.
It's a Corsair blue.
Ooh, is that what? I drive a Lincoln Corsair, and I have no idea what a Corsair is.
Well, I think it looks like the Corsair airplane that during World War II has that deep
must
blue.
be what the Lincoln's named after.
Okay.
So deep blue.
Deep blue.
That's a really good guess.
Yes.
No to all of them. Deep blue is probably my favorite guess I've ever heard on anything, not even on
Oh
colors.
boy, thanks.
Now, one word. It is also
Dusk.
a university.
A university.
It is a university.
All right, hang on.
Many people would actually refer to it as a college, but the Europeans might say university. At least the people in the UK. In the UK.
Oh, it's an English.
Would call this college
Oxford.
a
Cambridge.
university.
Oxford, I like that.
Oxford blue.
Oxford blue.
Oxford, that
Oh,
makes
they went for a
sense.
two-word name.
No, just
Oh,
Oxford. Just Oxford.
But that makes
okay.
sense.
When it's
All
blue,
right.
you got to say blue.
Well,
don't
timber
you
could
don't
have
say-
been a lot of different things.
I think when it's a blue, you say what kind of blue it is, and the other colors, you say what it looks like.
Why? What about greens?
Kind of blue.
There's many greens as there are
Green as
blues.
well.
Good album.
I
Kind
think
of
green
blue.
and blue. Sapphires and emeralds, which
Okay.
are two of the 5 mox or moxen.
I
We'll throw up
believe
some pictures.
if you mix yellow and green, you get blue.
Did you know that
Yellow and green. Yes, I think so.
yellow and blue makes green?
Something like that.
That is what it is.
Okay.
Did you know that every primary color makes another color, and every 2 colors you mix make another color? And
Which
if
makes
it's
an
not-
infinite amount of colors.
but if it's not something, there's only certain combinations for one, and there's a ton of combinations for. If it doesn't match one of these, brown.
That's like them all mixed together in one big pot, right? The
Eat
brown.
mud.
It's
a mud
always brown if it's
I
not
got mud
something
in
else,
my
and there's more
tires.
browns than anything else.
they say that in Alabama, you know.
Yeah.
I got mud in my tires.
Well, you know, if there's anything you learn, you get stuck in the mud, you press on the gas, one tire keeps spinning, the other one just lays straight there. You know where I learned that? I know you do.
Of course I do.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
My cousin Vinny.
My cousin Teddy got it right.
Yeah.
Come on.
As long as we're giving
Pass
short
attraction. What was it called? What did she have?
Yeah.
Posittraction.
Posittraction.
Posittraction wasn't available in 1965 Skylark, but it was in the 1964 Pontiac Grand Prix.
It was Tempest. It wasn't the Tempest.
Yeah.
I have a question. Does the defense's case hold water?
The defense's case does not hold water.
The defense was wrong. You know, for the people at home who may not have seen My Cousin Vinny for whatever reason.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It is a top 10 comedy of all time. It's in my top 10 favorite comedy movies of all time.
I love it.
I
love
can't
that
argue
movie.
with that. I mean, I haven't thought of my top 10
I like
comedy movies.
Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah, that's in my
That's
top
one
10
of
as well.
his too.
Bring this a little bit.
Okay.
See,
Gotcha, baby. Step Brothers.
No, playback.
I guess
Bring it
I'm more
to you.
nostalgic, but top 10 comedy movies for me.
Let me guess some, and it's crazy to me.
Okay.
I know all of you guys of your world will say
And it's-
Caddyshack. Sure.
No. That's not number one.
I know it's not number one.
Okay, all right.
I know what I have an idea of what your
Caddyshack's
number
on the
one
list.
is.
Caddyshack's definitely on the
I have an
list.
idea what your number one is, and it's another National Lampoon.
No, it's not another National Lampoon.
Oh.
It is the funniest movie.
I know you like Meatballs.
I like
You like
Meatball-
Stripes.
I like all those movies.
like
I'm not-
Caddyshack?
I'm not putting them in that. I put two movies that
Okay.
you haven't mentioned. One of them is an SNL movie that you haven't mentioned, and another movie that are the two funniest movies.
Oh, I forgot you're obsessed with Wayne's World.
No,
Vacation.
Blues Brothers
Oh,
is number two.
Right. What was number one?
Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
I mean, to me,
I knew that Blazing Saddles was in your 10.
I know you date movies, and especially you. You think older movies or older TV shows
Not
don't
necessarily. I think
transfer well to now.
I think that a lot of stuff goes stale if you didn't grow up in that generation because newer generations adopted that and improved upon it.
100% right.
Like watching old basketball.
But
there are some that could cut through. Comedies are the hardest.
the key is generation, okay? Stuff that
Of course.
we grew up watching.
I
That was
understand.
funny to us back then. Nostalgia makes it funny for us to watch it again.
Like walking through a mall.
Like walking through a mall.
Liking Blazing Saddles for you is like walking through a mall for me.
Yeah, okay. Can we put the camera on you for a minute so I can take a interlude?
Yeah.
Okay. JonMichael, got that?
For the interlude, we'll just animate the pipe into a flute.
Yeah, flute it up. Did you know what the first ghost TV show was?
Well, I guess now I Love Lucy.
Spoiler alert. Topper.
Topper.
Over the top of the tray, please.
When I was a kid, I used to watch
I think
Topper.
I'm away from the microphone.
I don't know Topper.
Leo G. Carroll.
You wouldn't know Topper. It's old and didn't translate.
It's the
well
same
into
show,
the
but
mic.
it's 75 years later. So the Topper was the first one.
They did it. They started it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show actually. Remember that they had these two very handsome couple. The guy died in a car accident, and they came back to haunt this guy because they lived in his house.
It sounds like the origins of Beetlejuice as well.
I think everyone kind of takes from what happened the year before.
See, now I forgot what I was going to say.
That's not unusual.
Oh, I know what it
All right,
was.
don't
Okay.
take the camera off me for a minute.
Yes. The
Time-
fact that he referenced Topper as a movie.
TV show.
TV show. Series.
You want to talk about something that, Topper was literally in the late 50s,
Mid-50s.
mid 50s. Okay. You were 4 years old when Topper was on the air.
That's what I'm saying. It's an old one, baby.
Leo G. Carroll.
There is a guy who is in.
Who's this lighter? What happened to the lighter?
There is a guy who.
You steal lighters,
Fucking
Teddy.
lighter, but this is my lighter.
No, it's not. The blue one is mine. You brought
What would
the
you
black
call
one.
that?
The
North Carolina blue?
aqua blue. North Carolina blue.
So there is a guy who is a character in My Cousin Vinny who is also in one of your top 10 favorite comedies.
Joe Pesci, I was imagining. Give me that blue light.
It's not Joe Pesci.
Okay. If it's not Joe Pesci and it's wait a minute.
Oh, the judge. Not the judge.
You're thinking of Pet Cemetery. Throw up pictures for these references. You could ask me.
Right. He was in Cousin Vinny.
He was in My Cousin Vinny.
Right.
He was also in one of your favorite comedies, which I'll give you a hint what that comedy was.
We haven't mentioned that comedy yet. Oh, the Blues Brothers. Oh,
Nope. It's kind of a subtle hint. Remember what the name of this is, and remember what that thing is.
It's a sound tile.
No, Oxford College,
Oh,
a college, a college movie.
Oh, Animal House.
That's right.
Yes, one of my favorite movies.
I know. And
so, who was in My Cousin
the cop?
Vinny? Oh, D-Day. Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely. That guy went on to make a serious career for himself. He hit a series, a 90s or 2000 series that's a lot newer than Topper called Rizzoli and Isles.
Oh, I remember that.
Right.
Right.
The guy runs a studio.
Yeah, I told you, and how I record, I always have a little bit in the space in between because
but
I don't want to like distort, and shit
you
like
won't.
that.
These are a different kind of microphones.
Okay.
Listen, it's nice to be back.
It's
Good to be back.
always
How
fun.
are you?
It's always fun to be back.
Nice to be back.
We just spent a week together down in the
Down in
desert.
the Coachella Valley.
Yeah.
We had a nice time.
What kind of things did you do?
We went to the zoo.
We went to the living.
Oh, you were hanging out with your wives?
And we took them both to see their moms at the Living Desert Zoo.
That's right.
Not really
Got to
their
see-
moms, to see their favorite animals.
Yeah, we saw rhinos and elk.
We saw some wallabies. Do you know what a wallaby is, Rick?
I think so. They look Australian, right?
The wannabes.
They sound like
They're
Australian.
wannabes.
They're little kangaroos that
They're
still are.
They want to be kangaroos, but they're wallabies instead.
They're I forgot what the
Marsupial.
marsupials.
They carry their
So
young.
While we were there, his wife got a picture of one of them with the baby's head coming right out of the pouch.
Oh,
which
it's
was,
like National Geographic.
yeah, it was National Geographic epic.
Are you reading a thank you speech?
I have a thank you speech here. No, I was going to have a new table book that with those what do they call them? Tabletop books.
Wait, did you bring is that your set list?
Sort of.
Okay. Table books.
What does that first line say?
No, it's-
Weed ammo?
Weed names.
Weed names.
It's going to be like a
Oh.
tabletop book called Weed Names.
Kind of like color names? What's the
You know?
difference between...
So it's a thing. These are some of my crazy ideas I come up with.
All right. Well, we'll have you make a little jingle whenever you put one up. So
No, I don't need to do.
Teddy,
I don't want to be jingles. This one is.
Teddy,
I want
Teddy,
to
if
do
you
my
could just
book.
if you could just hear me out, because we do this a lot, and I'm just giving a little bit of direction at the moment for something that I'm going to want, and I think that you'll be on board with it. I would just like to explain it, Teddy. What I want is for you later to make a jingle called, what'd you call it? Teddy's Crazy Ideas. So, what do you say?
I didn't know. I have no idea.
You said these are some of my wacky ideas.
I have some wacky ideas. Yeah. They're like if I lived in L.A., I would be pitching shit every day to people.
I'll tell him later. We'll put the jingle in here.
Teddy's crazy ideas.
So, did you come up with some weed names?
I did come up with a couple. I'm still working on it. I was hoping that we could maybe come up with them. That might be an idea.
Okay,
I would love to run it by you.
Let's make a weed name game.
All right, so the first ones I came up with was New York, not Newark. Loaded potato.
Lucky we're not live.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Gunga Dung.
Where'd you get inspired for that one?
In the
Gunga Din.
bathroom? Okay.
Is that a Chinese restaurant?
No, that's the Rudyard Kipling book.
So I don't
And
know
a
what
movie.
I don't know what that means. I'm a
He
stupid guy.
He wrote it before Topper, before Leo J. Keller.
Yeah, that's way before it's
Right, Rudyard Kipling.
Okay. Rabbit Hole.
Tell me more about these things.
Numb Nose. We're Not in Kansas. And Shingles Light.
What was the last
Oh,
one?
that will make you itch.
That's a shingles?
That's my favorite one.
Shingles light.
Shingles like the disease?
Or the house
Yeah.
siding.
It's like the condition.
Yeah, where you're gonna it's like chicken
It's
pox.
very painful.
Yes.
Right?
But
it's
light.
light. It's light.
Shingles light. I'm going to go to
takes a
the
minute to
corner
get it.
to my corner shmee
Makes a
store.
little-
and
all right.
say,
So now
Teddy,
I'm
you're gonna
not.
want Teddy pull your shirt down. I just think you'll be happier that way when it's on. I've had guests on where I didn't notice. And then JonMichael and I have conversations about, do we push in extra tight and then we have to do it on me? Or do we fill it in and then like, because I would never do it and then I'll have to ask the guests. There's been a couple of guests that it was a while and I asked them. But if you ever see somebody on the podcast and the framing is really tight on us, there's a decent chance that their belly was just hanging out.
Okay, well, my wife's been complaining about that the last week. She says, what the fuck is going on?
I don't think you have to worry about her watching this.
All right. Yeah, you're right about that one. She won't. Let's not start that up.
It's nice to be here on stage.
Tell me about it. What's the gossip about that?
I got another. When you hear some of my pitches, I got another pitch.
Of course.
All right, here's this pitch.
Wait, hold on. We have to hear your jingle, Teddy's pitches. 1 sec.
Teddy's wacky ideas.
Now I forgot the fucking.
Right now, Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. Mom, I would get you one, but you already have one.
I love it, Ricky. We love it. We have it in our living room, and we look at it all day long.
And how does that work? So they could take pictures, and at any time, you don't have to do anything. They just upload it to the app, and then it's just sitting in the living room, and then new pictures come in.
It's the easiest thing to do. Like, let's just say I take a picture. I just click onto Aura, my app Aura, and then I click on which person I want to send it to. You can have as many people as you want on it, and whoever I send it to gets that picture. It's automatically on there. They don't have to do a thing.
Well, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com/TYSO. And Dad, do you know what code they should use at checkout to save?
Steve, can you come here, please? What code should the goblins use so that they could save for the Aura for Mother's Day or anytime they want to buy it?
That's right. TYSO. Use code TYSO at checkout to save. If it sounds complicated, that's because
terms and conditions apply.
I wanted to add that the reason why Daddy wasn't paying attention to me talking was because he was staring at the Aura.
Well, you know what? We'll keep it in. That's auraframes.com/TYSO. Use code TYSO at checkout to save. Teddy, what do you like about your electric bike?
Well, when you get a little too tired, you just push the little button there, and it goes by itself. I love my e-bike, and I can actually bring my wife on the back of it.
This spring, get out there, enjoy the weather, and recapture the magic of riding a bike with electric e-bikes. Go to electricebikes.com to discover e-bikes that start at just $799 with the XP Lite.
Up to 150 miles on one charge with Lectric's unbeatable long-range options.
Could you say plus savings on gas, parking, and maintenance after I say this?
Yes.
Plus parking and maintenance.
Financing as low as $49 per month.
Plus maintenance on gas, parking.
Plus savings on gas, parking, and maintenance.
Always wear a helmet.
Ships free.
Quick toolless assembly.
And is foldable for easy travel and storage. Go full throttle into spring with electric e-bikes.
The #1 selling e-bike in the nation.
Egads.
Please mention that Take Your Shoes Off sent you in the post-survey.
Post-checkout survey. That's Lectric, LECTRICE bikes.com. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It's dynamite. I got to tell you something. Everybody needs help. Anytime in their life, there's some moment where you just need to get help from somebody outside your circle.
I've been trying to get Mom into therapy for a very long time, and you got into it last year.
69 years old, I started it.
That's right. And it's been months now.
Started, and now it's like I always equate it to, it's like a sneeze that didn't come out, and as soon as you speak to your therapist, you just feel the relief. It's
That's
just
right. If
wow,
you can't sneeze,
I wasn't even thinking that.
Head on over to BetterHelp. Now, Mom, I have a question. You've been in therapy for months and months now. Do you know how to use the printer yet?
No, I need better help.
If you're not in therapy and part of the obstacle is figuring out where do I find a therapist, head on over to BetterHelp.com/TYSO. They will match you with a clinical licensed therapist. You could change therapists at any time at no cost.
Yep. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp.
Visit BetterHelp.com/TYSO to save 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TYSO for 10% off your first month.
And I got to promise you, you're going to just feel so much lighter.
I have so many. All right, well, the one I was going to, all right. This is me and my friend Mark. He's in Florida. Good. Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark.
we came up with this
He
thing,
might
Battle
watch
of
this.
the Bands 66. You got to be 60. You have to show your social security card that says you're now eligible for.
It's like the
Actually-
Golden Bachelor, but
Yeah, but actually,
but
Teddy,
you have to
bands.
put a band. Everyone, but
Teddy,
there's
before you start, Social Security cards don't have your age
no,
on
not
them.
social security. What am I talking about? The
Driver's license.
No, not the one that we get for medical. Medicaid card.
Medicare.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta have a
that
Medicaid.
doesn't have age
Medicare
either on
card.
it, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, your Medicare
you get the
card.
idea, folks. Right? You have to be
You have to be
66 or older.
66.
what's that show called? It was like The Band or something.
Different.
But it's the Golden Bachelor version of that.
Correct.
Sort of.
Yes.
Sort of. But the
It's
thing is,
spot on. That's
we get
spot on.
we get random people, and we put them together,
Right.
and they have to
To build a band.
build a band,
Right.
and
Exactly.
within a certain time period, you
Right.
know, like a day.
Ooh. And everyone is 66 or older.
Yes.
And you can get people like Usher.
You can,
Great
get,
idea.
you can get
train
guest stars in there who are like, you know,
Right.
too old to be playing out live anymore. And then we can get them to sit down in a chair.
Not too old to be playing live.
No,
Some
but
they do. Like
the-
you could get ZZ Top.
Right. Well, Billy Gibbons is a shit, you know.
I mean,
you can
dude,
get Billy
I'd
Gibbons.
love to get Billy Gibbons right here.
Me too. I love Billy's one of my favorites.
Billy Gibbons.
Yeah.
What about Robin Givens?
I'm not particularly happy. I don't know.
Did you not like Blank Man?
No, but I preferred her husband. You know,
Who was Robin Gibbons married to?
Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah,
Mike Tyson.
a reference, another movie reference. When you gave away accepted the award for Paul Giamatti. Cut to the clip.
And the asterisk goes to
Paul Giamatti for Holdovers.
Stop the music! Stop the music! Stop the music! Thank you. We're going to cut real quick. I'll accept it. Wow, this is incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice to meet you both. Congratulations. You both look beautiful. I first saw Paul Giamatti in Win Win, and I thought he was fantastic in it. And I just wanted to say, if Paul Giamatti is watching, I'm a huge fan, and I would love for you to do my podcast. For real. Greta would love it. As well, Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti. Just the women. Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti. Okay? Paul. Yeah. Paul Giamatti isn't, I don't know. I you know. Thank you. And, fuck artificial intelligence.
And now, please give it up for the Vice Chair of the Hollywood Creative Alliance.
You referenced the movie Win Win,
Great movie.
which I believe you and I saw together for the first
with
time.
Mom at the ArcLight in Hollywood.
At the ArcLight
And do you
in
know why
Hollywood.
we saw that?
I know it was by mistake because we went to see another movie, I think.
Oh, I was gonna say who recommended it to me, but no, I recommended it to him. I recommended it to Gerard, and he saw it and he loved it. And then after that, he said, "Do you have any movie recommendations for me?" And I thought, I'm the movie rec guy now. So to this day, when people say, like, what's a movie that you would suggest? I think, what's a movie that I love that also has that flair of like, if they're going to be a little snotty.
Right. People aren't sure about it.
So I always go, if people don't know, I go win-win.
You always go with the same movie?
That's my go-to, win-win. And also, I'm forgetting his name, and he's one of my favorite actors, Bobby Cannavale.
Yes, he's also in that movie, right?
Oh, and he is so
great.
good in it. I got to work with him on that on
You
Bill
did.
Burr's movie.
Right.
I worked on Bill Burr's movie, and it was Old Dads, and it was just for one day, but it was a full day. And I was with Jackie Tone was working,
Right.
and then Bill and a lot of people, but like Bobby Cannavale. And out of all the new friends I made on set, it was Bobby, and we were hanging out, we were doing bits, and we went back to base camp together, and we were sitting in the car and doing bits. And
Really? I can never say his name right.
Bobby Cannavale. Oh, I have a little bit
Can
of
you
a
say it?
Cannavale.
Do you know who we're talking about? Put up a picture, John Michael.
and he is also in Chef, which is another movie that I recommend often.
Great movie, yes, right.
I haven't seen that.
You never seen Chef?
No.
Oh, it's so John Leguizamo, Bobby Cannavale, Sofia Vergara, and of course John Favreau.
Right, Jon
and
Favreau.
he is the chef in a restaurant. He does a great job, and the restaurant is good. And what's his name? What's Rain Man's name in real life?
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman is his boss, and there's this critic is coming in, and he's going to make this very special menu, and Dustin Hoffman's like, no, you stick to the menu that it is. He's the owner. He's like, no, I want to, yeah, but it's not about the critics. It's about the people. They're coming for this. Anyway, the critic thought that it was very safe, all of his choices. The flourless chocolate cake was all safe. And similar to how I was thinking something else that I can't remember now, but about something that I was thinking about. But
I think I saw this.
Oh, now you saw it?
It's great.
Really
right.
good.
Talking about a safe choice, like saying win-win works for like anybody, but also for the movie critic.
What was the end of that? If he changed up the menu, or what happened?
Well, this is the inciting incident. I'm not going to get you too much into it.
No,
But basically, he
because
ends
you
up
know how
leaving
we
the
are about-
restaurant
yeah,
to start to get a food truck, and he travels the country with this food truck. And there's a beautiful story with his son and his ex-wife and his life and Scarlett Johansson and all of these things. And
It's a very good movie.
I've said this before, and that's what I'm remembering. So I can't say that I necessarily agree or disagree. I just know I have had this opinion before. There are some perfect movies out there. Two of them, maybe the only two I could think of right now, to me, and I'm not saying they're my favorite movies. I'm just saying this is a perfect movie. The Social Network and Chef.
No shit. Okay.
The Social Network.
When you turn on The Social Network, from the beginning, from the music, from the establishing shots, from meeting him and the Sorkin dialogue between him and her at the beginning, with he's wielding this sword and he thinks he's slashing her, but she's wielding her own sword, man. And then the story of it too, like Mark Zuckerberg, like I don't know. I think what happened was that movie. Now I know there's some stuff with the Winklevoss twins and them eating people and stuff that I don't know where's reality and what's not. But that and Chef, perfect movies. John DeWalt thinks a perfect comedy is. I'll give you guys 5 guesses. Think My Generation
He
of comedy.
likes Step Brothers, like you guys. Have we mentioned it before?
It's a 90s movie, and we have not mentioned
Was
it.
Michael Jordan in it?
What about
You think
Neighbors?
No, it's a 90s movie. Were you going to say Space Jam is a perfect movie?
what
No,
about,
I just know he loves Michael Jordan.
What about?
I'll give you another hint. Dustin Hoffman is in the second one, and then the first one.
Hook.
No.
No.
Great movie.
No,
In the
I
first
know
one, it is Robert De Niro.
No, it's where he burns up the chuppah.
Yep. Meet the Parents.
Yeah, he asks something like, "How's your portfolio?"
Meet the Parents?
John thinks, not John's favorite comedy, but he thinks it's a perfect
I
comedy.
love that. That's one of the best movies ever.
You think?
I
It's in your
love
top
that.
5?
Oh, absolutely.
It's
That's
very
not
good.
even
That's
in
a
my
great
top
one.
25.
No, when he's up on the roof and he puts it on fire, that is hysterical.
You know,
Panama Red, right? There's some great lines in that movie.
oh, you talking about when he's talking about Puff the Magic Dragon?
Yeah, Puff the Magic Dragon. Oh, it's
You know,
really
I'm thinking
good.
of a 90s movie that while we're recommending 90s comedies to my audience who's the same age as me, around 26, which is
old school.
This is I would put this in my top 10.
Old School?
Oh, Old School is
He's,
fantastic.
Old School,
he's
right?
a big
Fantastic.
fan of Old
Yeah.
School.
Before Old School, though.
Okay.
Incidentally, I'm rewatching Sopranos right now, which is a very similar take on this 90s comedy.
Seinfeld?
Analyze This.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the movie?
The movie, yeah, that's pretty
Which is
funny.
Analyze This and which is Analyze That? Which is the first one?
This.
Analyze This.
Okay.
This, then that.
Okay. The first one is probably the better one.
Yes, they're both great.
The
Yeah.
second one.
I already know a scene like when he's
has
got the robe and he's coming
One
down.
of the best scenes in all
Is
of
that the
comedy.
scene?
Absolutely. He had the hooker upstairs, and they're having, I don't know, some sort of Jewish holiday downstairs.
I think
don't know if
it
it's
might
a
be
funeral.
sitting. I think they're sitting Shiva.
Okay, it might be Shiva. He comes down with the girl's bathrobe on. He looks like shit, and he goes, "Who you got to fuck to get a piece of bacon around here?"
Yeah, those movies are so.
Those movies are great. And the other part of that same movie, if I remember correctly, he was in prison and he pretended like he was mentally ill, and Billy Crystal had to go in and check him out, and he stuck the fork in him, and he didn't feel it. He goes, "Oh, he must be." And he got out. He goes, "What the fuck? What's sticking in the fork?" But those are both scenes from the second one.
Billy Crystal in the first one, spoiler alert ish, toward the end when he has to pretend he's a gangster.
It's
and he
hysterical.
Hard Knuckles Benny or whatever the name he gives himself.
All right. What about Joe Dirt?
I think that he is a very
Take
funny
another
man.
toke,
I
Teddy.
actually don't even know if
that movie doesn't.
I don't even know if I've ever
compare
seen
to
Joe
what
Dirt.
we're talking
You
about.
never seen Joe Dirt?
I have.
All right, it's
I've seen.
funny.
I have to. I've seen a lot of it. I think
He's funny, but
he's very funny.
I'm bringing up, different
course,
angles.
of course.
I think I can. I don't know if it's a contender, but it's definitely in the list of
Okay.
the top 10, top
No
top
judgment.
25.
No
let's say.
judgment. But I don't know about that.
no.
What's the haircut they had?
Mullet.
The mullet. That
It's
movie made the
Theo
mullet.
Von.
That movie made the
Oh,
mullet.
I thought he was going to say Hairspray,
That's a
which
good movie.
one of my favorite movies. All of them.
Kaj Defoe is fucking up there.
What about
Sorry.
Willem Dafoe?
Rick Glassman.
But how about John Travolta in
seriously,
Hairspray?
The remake of the
I've
of
seen
the
it. I don't
English,
remember it.
The original one.
I'll watch that again.
The original one in French and the one in English with
Teddy, buddy, bring the microphone to you.
Right. What was that? What was the one that Robin Williams was in?
Mork and Mindy.
No.
A show?
No, the one. It was Kaj Defoe, but it was the
Oh,
American.
Birdcage. That's up there. That's up there for
Birdcage.
Birdcage.
Come on.
Birdcage is definitely up there.
Thank you.
What's his name? Grandma had a fight with him in the green room at Rich Eisen show. What's his name? He's a lot of voices on The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. He's a great guy.
He's one of the
Hank Azaria, right?
Hank Azaria in Birdcage to me is one of the funniest characters in any movie.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want to wear shoes because he can't walk in shoes, and then he's
whole
going to fall
movie.
over in that voice.
Here, I'm going to give you.
That's a great movie.
But also, let me just say this.
I'll forget if you don't let me talk.
Go ahead. I'll forget. You forget the next one.
Another '90s comedy, which is one of my wife's favorite, and it is a hysterical movie that doesn't get enough credit.
Give me some hints. I want to guess.
Okay, let's see who's in it. Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
When was this made?
I'm not good on when things are made.
Is it new? My generation or yours, or in between?
Maybe in between?
Because another Robert Downey Jr. movie is in my top 10 comedies of all time too, but I'm thinking Tropic Thunder.
No, this is before that.
Doc Hollywood.
Who else is in this movie? Kevin Kline.
Chaplin?
Oh, Kevin Kline was in it.
Oh, Kevin Kline's so funny.
So funny. If I tell you,
man, what was
Whoopi
that
Goldberg was in it.
Oh, not Oscar. What's it called?
No.
I know Soap Dish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking Soap Dish
With
originally.
Sally
instead of
Field.
Robert
All right,
Downey
come
Jr.
on. It is hysterical. You got a headache?
No, I'm thinking of this really good movie. Something
Something About Mary?
No.
A hysterical movie.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I wonder if it holds. I bet it does.
Another one.
That's a good one.
So much better than Joe Dirt, by the way.
Well, there are a lot of people who would disagree with that.
That's why they have chili cook-offs.
What you think is funnier?
But
what
I like
was the
that
movie?
movie. I like
Joe
that movie.
Dirt
or
What's About Mary?
Something About Mary or Joe Dirt. That's a similar generation. Comment what you think is funnier. Comment either Joe Dirt if you think it's funnier. Comment Something About Mary if you think Something About Mary is funnier. And then if you have a really strong opinion, like obviously Something About Mary, something like that, right? Your strong opinion there.
Obviously, it's Something About Mary because that's shot with the on the head. With the
There's so many funny things
Semen.
about that movie.
Yeah.
That was
semen
pretty
in the
funny.
hair.
That was
Man,
okay.
Cameron Diaz in the 90s.
Oh, she was hot.
Was everything.
She was
You know
hot.
what her hottest movie was? To
Everyone
me?
knows what her hottest movie is.
What?
It's the hottest that any girl has ever been in
My
any
favorite-
movie.
Then
with-
you're thinking I'm not probably thinking about a different movie.
no, it's the
My
hottest.
favorite year.
Oh, then we must be. What were you going to say? Bad Teacher or
yes,
something?
Bad Teacher.
I had Gene Stubinsky, who wrote Bad Teacher, on my podcast. Well, it's just a Patreon episode.
I didn't know that.
He
My favorite year.
That's Peter. That's an old movie.
No, it
1912.
isn't. No, it isn't.
No, I mean it's 1970 something.
No.
With Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole. My favorite year. It's hysterical.
He died in
know that movie.
1984, Teddy. So it better be.
Bullshit.
Could
Look
I-
it up.
John
My
Michael. Tell
favorite
when
year.
Peter O'Toole passed away.
Can I?
Can I use my phone for a second?
No.
Go ahead. I want to talk about who I think are the two in any movie, the two hottest people
My favorite year.
to ever exist in
But
movies.
what was the Cameron Diaz movie?
Well, Cameron
Oh.
Diaz is one of them, and another one is Jessica Biel, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. We'll throw up a picture. Is number 2.
Really? Okay. I mean, I can't
Tied
argue
for
with
2
that.
and 3 will also be Kate Beckinsale in The First Underworld. number one, and I think if you disagree,
Oh,
then
is
you
it
might
the
be
one-
a redneck.
Is it the
Or
one
not.
where her and two other
The Mask.
Oh, The Mask. She's hot in The Mask. Plus Jim Carrey. But she's also in that movie with
You're right.
Justin Verlander's husband, wife.
Got 97 on Rotten Tomatoes.
What year?
You're right, though.
What year?
87.
87.
No, that's when he passed, not the year it came out.
No, that's the year it came out.
Oh.
I'm sorry, 82.
Okay. No problem. Great movie, though.
I don't know. My favorite year?
Oh, you'll love it.
Fabulous
You'll
movie. I
love
think
it.
he might have won an Academy Award for it. Or at least nominated.
You know what I
Really
haven't
good.
done since watching the documentary, and I've been meaning to, and I'm thinking about it now, is rewatching. And I'm sure there's movies I haven't seen of his. Albert Brooks.
Oh,
You want to talk
fantastic.
90s comedies?
That
Fantastic.
special was
I love
so
Albert
great,
Brooks.
and I couldn't agree with you
Love
more.
him. Love him.
Yeah.
The best, the funniest Albert Brooks that I can remember that they did refer to that is when he started on Saturday Night Live. He wasn't on. He did a cartoon. He did a skit, and they would say, "Remember?" They said, "And now this from Albert Brooks." And
I only knew about that from the doc, but yeah.
it was so funny, and that's how I remember it at first.
Albert Brooks and Rob Reiner, who directed it,
Our best friends.
our best friends, but went on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, Conan's podcast together, and Sona is on that.
Right.
Should I finish later?
No, finish up, and I got a question afterwards.
Yeah, I'll finish up, and then we'll ask the question. And
Hey, who was Albert Brooks' brother?
So Sonia is there also.
Bob Einstein.
Right.
So Sona we were going to podcast, and she had to reschedule. And she came on the next week because she had just found out they all got to do it together.
Really?
And it's like, I know it's Conan, and I know you have all the people on.
I know, but why
but
couldn't they come to your show?
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. They don't know. Why would they come on here? They would love it on here.
Yeah, they would.
But what I'm saying is just like to
With
see
Mom.
Sona with certain people, like to me, she's a peer. She's a
He's
civilian.
not sure who Sonia is.
Sona is one of my good friends who was the assistant for Conan O'Brien and is now a co-host on Conan's podcast. When you see Conan interview these people, it's awesome. They're the greatest to do it. When I see Sona on it, it feels like me. It's like, that's my friend. So there are certain guests that Conan gets that Sona gets to be part of. And she's like, oh, sorry, I can't do it today. I'm hanging out with Rob Reiner and Albert Brooks and Conan O'Brien. And it's like, that is the coolest.
I agree.
The coolest. You know, Brent Morin used to work at Conan. And that's where I met Sona and became friends with those people. And by those people, I am including myself with Conan.
Conan, right.
And backstage, there are 3 chairs hanging up, as if like they were hanging up the jersey for a rafter, because it was from the Tonight Show before he had the TBS show. And the 3 chairs were, I know one of them was Albert Brooks. Excuse me, not Albert Brooks, Mel Brooks. I think the other one was Rob Reiner, not Carl. I think it was Carl, not Rob.
Father, right? Yeah. They were very close
But
friends.
I know, but I feel like it. But I don't. Anyway, the 3rd chair, and it had the tape with the name on it. Brent Morin. Yeah, I think I have a picture, so I want to put it up. But isn't that cool?
Absolutely.
Which one? It gives him credit for on the wall, but also it's always like saying, "All right, that's it."
Can we go back to some of Teddy's weed names?
Sure.
Yeah,
Shingles Light.
Shingles Light.
I can't feel my
It
nose.
sounds like a beer.
Oogie Woogie or something.
Numb Nuts was another one.
Oh, I know.
October, May.
I know. One was New York or New Jersey?
New York
or Newark. Newark or Newark.
It was what was it? New York.
Newark or New York.
New York or New York. Yeah.
Okay, JonMichael. Interlude.
Let me introduce you.
You know where I got those? From the tins from Matt and Anna's wedding. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
They still work. I think we're coming up on 2 years this month, right? 2-year-old joint.
I hijacked
Would
a
you
lot of
keep
these.
it? Will you keep it over there?
I hijacked a lot of those. I went into
Pun intended.
Okay, so listen.
You high Teddy.
Listen, I have a huge announcement to make.
Okay, let's announce it over the tray. You could even announce it over the tray.
I'm going to do this, I think.
Okay.
So at that wedding, all right. At that wedding, the favors all had joints in them, just like you referred to.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I got it.
All right, so listen to the story. At the end of the evening, a lot of the favors were still there, but all the joints were missing from them, like 7 or 8 or 10 joints. Everybody
Hello.
said, Teddy did it. Teddy did it. I go, Teddy, did you take those joints? He goes, no, I didn't do it.
Away from the mic.
So for this full year.
Away from the mic. That's fire away from. I'm sorry. He's
all right. I know.
Smoking to the mic.
Right.
Push the microphone away while you're lighting up and keep the joint over the tray.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much, Teddy.
So for this full year.
We're getting good at this.
You're very coordinated. I kind of lost my rhythm, but for the full year, I've been defending him. He didn't take him. I thought he didn't. And now he comes right here on this podcast and announced that he does the
Some people left
joint
their
thief.
goodie
That's
bags.
They didn't leave him. They wanted him, but you stole their
goodie
joints.
bags.
Yeah,
They
right,
left
right.
their goodie bags.
Dad, for the people at home who are like, just let Teddy smoke wherever he wants. Stop being so retentive about it. Would you please talk to us about the carpet in the den?
At our den at the house?
Yes, when Teddy came to film the with
carpet that
Dad,
got
Teddy,
ruined
Adam
by a
Ray
doggy, you
episode.
mean?
No.
Oh. The carpet before when Teddy was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Smoke holes.
I am in the carpet business, but
Listen, if you need to get new carpet, go over to Marshall's.
if you need to get new carpet,
If you're looking for just the right flooring, you need choices. And at Marshall Carpet One, you'll find thousands of choices, including carpet, hardwood, rugs, and luxury vinyl. So make the right choice and visit Marshall Carpet One and Rug Gallery. And we promise, with more than 50 years as a family-owned business, we've got you covered!
better yet, if you don't need to get new carpet, invite Teddy over, and then you will get to need new carpet, and I'll make money. Because wherever Teddy goes, he's like a bird. He leaves a trail of burnt holes in the carpet all over the place.
Oh, that's a good name for a weed.
Burnt holes. It's like burnt ends of brisket. Mm-hmm. Call them burnt holes.
You had a hole. One of your. I'm glad you had that plate.
We got this down.
Hey, you know,
man.
while
We got
we're
this
here,
down.
I'd like to give a shout out to. I don't have to explain what it is, but I have an anniversary with a certain person in a way, and that anniversary is 1 year. Really,
Nick
technically
Cage?
more with one of my favorite people ever, Sal Vulcano.
Sal Vulcano in New York. Do you know Sal? Teddy?
You might know him from Impractical Jokers.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Here, bring this to you. So
I love that guy.
So we podcasted and we talked about Marshall Rugg.
I saw the show,
and we called Dad, and Sal was going to maybe come and do a commercial like the one that I made with me or just himself at Dad's store at some point. Cut to, I'm making this number up, let's say 8 months later, Sal calls me, hey, I'm going to be performing in Cleveland. Do you want me to stop by your dad's store and film the commercial? And I didn't even remember. Yeah. And I thought about I was maybe going to come home or something, and blah, blah, blah. Like, and also he was only there. Oh yeah, that's another thing. He was in Columbus. He drove up. He was getting that night, performing the next day, and then leaving. Like he was there for, I don't even think 24 hours. And he's like, I'm like, no, not if you're there that long. He goes, hey, I said I would. It would be fun. I'd love to meet your dad. I'm like, he talked to him on the phone once. We made some joke that we meant at the time, but like, and next time he was in Cleveland, 8 months later, he follows up. Do you want me to do this? I'd be happy to do this.
How wonderful.
What
a good guy.
He is love, my friend. So
I'm
huge
in his
shout out to
fan
Sal
club.
Vulcano.
Hey, Sal.
Bring this to you though.
Sal, you're a mensch.
See if we can get him on the horn.
Oh, we just lost a blanket finally.
That's a blanket segment. I've never heard one.
So I know we're talking about old dated TV shows, but last week in the Valley,
I'd love to talk to Sal.
we watched the Seinfeld episode where Kramer finds the old Merv Griffin set and sets it up in his house and has Newman as his sidekick, and they have everybody there, and it was the same episode where Jerry was playing with the girl's old toys. They were giving her wine and turkey so she'd fall asleep. So,
right, the tryptophan.
Yeah, the tryptophan, and they'd go over her house and they'd make her go to sleep so they could play all the toys. And then,
Yeah, right.
and then Kramer goes, the show's dead. We have to retool. And he invites, what's his name? The zoo guy. You know what I'm talking about, Ricky?
No, were the rhinos and the
No, the guy that used to go on TV for Jack something or other.
Right, he's on Johnny Carson's show.
Yeah,
all the
right.
time.
He brought a hawk, and
Right.
in the same episode, it was the same one where George ran over a squirrel, and the girlfriend made him take him to the vet and get better, and George had to take him home. Do you remember any of this?
I
There were
remember
three stories.
I remember the tryptophan.
Tryptophan,
I remember the
George
Merv
hitting the
Griffith.
squirrel,
I
and
remember the Merv Griffith,
and
too.
Kramer had. So then Kramer has the guy on with the hawk, and Jerry comes on and he goes, "So Jerry, you've been putting your girlfriend to sleep and inviting people over to play with their toys. Don't you think that's a little disgusting?" And Jerry goes, "Yeah, I know. And tomorrow I'm gonna do this." And she comes out of the audience. She goes, and Kramer and Newman goes, "Ee," and they laugh. They go, "Well, look who's here!" And she comes on stage, and
Sorry
then,
about that.
and then
This sounds like Jerry and
Kramer.
the fuck. How am I not remembering his name? George. Jerry and George were there pitching the stuff. The show, and Teddy's George just do. Oh, I'm sorry.
And George comes in with the squirrel and his little baby thing, and the hawk goes after him. And
I remember
that's
that.
the way
That's
the
a
show
freeze
goes
frame.
out. Right. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Who sings that song?
Jay Giles,
Bingo.
band.
Big fan. Which, Teddy,
Yes, baby.
not to get political, okay? I live in Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They've inducted people from all genres of music. It's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The band you just said, to me, one of the best rock and roll bands in the world, not a member
Not
of
yet.
the Rock and Roll
Not
Fame.
yet.
Well, come on.
Not yet. Soon.
Who?
Jay Giles
Jay
band.
Giles band.
Yeah, you both love Jay Giles.
John
Yeah, I
Michael,
wanna-
put up the thumbnail of the Jay
I went on
Giles
tour with Jay Giles.
live, the
You
first
went on
one.
tour with them?
I forgot what
we
it's called.
opened
Never
for
mind.
them for 62 nights.
Yep, Teddy
across the
toured with
country.
them.
Cool.
Peter
I have
Wolf,
a
Magic
thing.
Dick, and Jay
I think
Giles.
Peter Wolf gave me this
That's
little,
like all our nicknames. Peter Wolf, Magic Dick, and Jay
Jay
Giles.
Giles.
You got hair like a wolf. You toured with Jay Giles, and I love Magic the Gathering, and my name's Richard.
Yeah,
At the end of
Yeah.
the tour, they gave us a nice gold little
did they?
medallion kind of thing. Yeah. Still
Teddy-
have it somewhere. Still have it somewhere.
I heard you.
Okay,
Hey,
just
look,
going to repeat it.
by
for
the way, take your shoes off. Teddy and I wear nice socks today.
Yeah, you and I are wearing Bombas, and Teddy's representing autism.
this is a puzzle. You have to figure this out.
I figured it
You're a
out.
puzzle. We have to figure you out.
You're really good with puzzles, Spence.
You call me Spins?
No.
Did you say you're really good with puzzle spins? Cut back.
You're really good with puzzles, Spence. Puzzles, Spence.
Bubble Spence.
So-
It's in my accent.
Let me ask you: do we have no sponsors in this show?
I don't know if this is a full episode or a Patreon.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I could just call this a couple of movie recommendations and some weed names.
Right. Well, that's good content as far as I'm concerned.
But I do have some commercials for next week I'd like for you guys to do with me. We also, you had an idea for merch sales, so we can get
Yes.
into that. I also have a voiceover audition for a cartoon that, because I'm already set up, I thought maybe you guys could help me with.
That's up to Ted.
Repeat that, please.
I'll do it on my own.
Oh yeah, because I'd be happy to.
But there's the commercials and your commercial.
Right.
And by the time this episode comes out,
Yeah.
this sale that people
That I'm going to introduce later today
will be gone.
Oh,
But I'm going to put it on next week's episode with Harry Mack and Lamorne Morris.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, I like the way you said that.
Oh, Harry Mack is not someone of my generation. The people of my generation don't know who Harry Mack is. I do, because you introduced me to him, because he's been a guest here, and he's awesome.
He's incredible. You would lose your mind.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to check him out.
He's-
I
yeah,
will.
he's
In fact, I
unbelievable.
will check him out.
He's maybe the best freestyler ever.
Oh, come on. Let's go. How come I don't know?
he's really good.
Okay.
He's also, much like Sal, so kind.
And do you know Lamorne, Ricky's friend Lamorne?
Yeah. I've seen
He's a good dude.
Couple
Also,
shows.
who we calling?
Trying to get Harry Mack on
Oh.
to rap about Teddy.
No, leave him alone. I hate when you bother people. I think we're imposing.
Hey, dude, on podcast with my fam.
Call back quick. We're losing the audience here.
So can I tell you a story real quick?
It's up to Teddy.
Ask him, please.
We're eating Chinese food out in the desert. Bunch of people. Somebody sitting to my left. I won't mention any names. I'm sitting here. I know how, and I'm not eating because I don't eat Chinese food. There's 6 people eating. And I know how conscious you are of people chewing their food loudly.
Mm-hmm.
You would have had a fucking panic attack sitting in the room with the way the noise was.
We'll bleep the name. Who is it?
No, forget that was just everybody chewing.
Oh.
Okay, then the particular person that was over here was, and I'm sitting next to that person, and that person is eating their food, starts to chew it, and is so interested on what's going on back in the kitchen, keeps looking it back, so the chewing is right.
We get it.
Right in my face. I'm going like this, and then okay, she turned back.
It's
yes,
yeah, of course, of course.
But her entire meal and keeps turning on, and it was oh my god,
yeah. And it bothered you?
Oh, big time.
Multiply that by realistically 5.
Okay. Well, then I'm sorry. And I'll try and be more conscious of it.
Tom, JonMichael and I, one of the nights we were hanging out is when we all learned about one another. Tom, very much like me, the chewing sounds, it's a chemical reaction. JonMichael, it's like, what's the big deal? Why are you taking it so personally? And just JonMichael being casual about that, Tom and I were like, me more so, because Tom is calmer and nicer. But I see Tom going like this, and I'm like, you can't speak on it. You don't understand. People that don't understand, some people call it mesothelioma, but it's also, there's a lot of specific things, both volumes, frequencies, traumas, whatever it might be. But chewing is like one of the big ones for people. And for somebody that doesn't have problems with the chewing, to speak on chewing to me is like when white men talk about black pregnancy. You don't get it, dude. Or black men talk about white pregnancy, which not enough people talk about that kind of racism. Anyway, a man talking about stuff that only women understand, and a race talking about stuff that only or mostly another race understands better. Those two things together, you can't empathize. That's what it is. Does that make sense?
Is the Shmee we smoke that good? Or is he just...
I was just saying...
I didn't smoke any of it.
I said,
I know.
Smoke. Well, I need to take...
I'm saying maybe that's why we didn't understand you?
No. Right now I need to
we're
talk
talking
real bad.
Total nonsense.
Holy moly.
You know what? The smoke is getting me higher. You know what? I really don't know. That's a very fair question. And I have another poll for the audience. Another poll for the audience.
Okay.
If you understood... Not everything I meant.
To be honest with you, before you say that, it sounded like my brother was talking.
You very well might be right. If you understood...
It's called double talk.
Teddy, please, over the tray. Did something fall?
No. No, nothing falls.
Okay. So if you understood about what I was saying, which basically like you... over the thing. Please. To empathize with somebody, you have to be able to live in their shoes. If that made sense enough, write that. It made sense enough, or it kind of made sense, or didn't make, whatever. Or otherwise be like, no, it must have been the weed.
Listen.
Can we do something a little simpler?
Yeah, you just blew it right into the microphone. You held it in, and you just blew it right into the microphone. Teddy, Chris Rock has to reset his premise before the punchline. He thinks that really helps. I feel like I have to do that with you. Every minute, I have to tell you, smoke it over the tray. Don't blow it into the microphone. Bring the microphone closer to you.
Listen,
don't chew so loud on the microphone.
Listen. We went out to the golf course a couple days ago. Okay.
Look, let me tell you something. Get yourself one of these mics that comes down from the ceiling. All right. And I don't have to do this bullshit.
Listen.
All right. Listen. I know all about microphones.
No.
Here, then do this.
I'm close enough.
You can lay back the way you want.
We should give him one of those lavalier mics, Ricky.
There you go. But I might move around a little bit. You need to be able to move around.
Give him the lavalier.
Jesus Christ! This is in the middle of my face.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it would be like if it was coming from the ground or the ceiling.
So it's not just microphones. We went to play golf. Is that Harry Mack calling back?
No, it's Mom and my favorite Chinese restaurant.
Yes, I know. What? Do you want her to bring us something to the show?
Yeah, but by the time they leave there and then it's in the show, it won't be refrigerated long enough.
Good point. So as we were playing golf with Ted and myself and two of our sons, Ted's not on a golf course too often. His son looks at him and goes, Dad, there's just one rule. There's just one rule. We're going out.
No smoking
we're going
weed
to
on
have
golf
fun.
course?
No, that's not a rule.
It's not a rule.
Have fun. But when someone addresses the ball,
be quiet.
Don't talk.
Right.
And we're playing with another twosome. So there's 4 people playing. Teddy and I are only
So
watching.
you're saying there's a twosome and two sons?
Yes.
Were you guys playing this in Arizona?
No.
No.
Because it could be Tucson with a twosome with two sons.
Right.
So
Yeah, toucan would
we're
be
in
Eating Fruit Loops.
we're
A
all in the
toucan and
different
Tucson
cards.
eating a twosome with two friends or something.
Just like you telling them this every time. Don't talk when someone addresses the ball. And as soon as one of them went up to
listen,
just, he's really quiet. As
listen,
soon
Albert.
as one of them comes to adjust the ball,
First base.
he starts to talk. And we all look at him. And then, okay, sorry. So the same person goes up, gets ready to adjust the ball for the second time.
You ever been in Temple?
Just
You
like
ever been in
he
Temple
does.
in the second row or third row, and you're with a friend and you're talking, even though the whole ceremony's going on and shit. That's how you think that your vocals, your voice is low enough that nobody else can hear you, but you're still talking.
But everybody hears
right?
You know, so
annoying.
Can I tell you something that made me think of?
Yes.
Yes. So the place where you guys got foot rubs yesterday, I got foot rubs with Nikki.
Yeah.
And we got our foot rubs first, and it's just Nikki and me. Nobody else is in there. Then we move to the table, and we're face down,
right.
And we're talking about we're going to watch Love on the Spectrum or whatever this is and this and that. And we're being loud and what can we do? Treats and eating. I think I want to go get some truffles.
Right.
And then after a couple of minutes, someone goes, and which obviously it built up in their mind. They could have said this 3 minutes ago, but I had no idea. And I look up and the place is packed and we're just being so loud in this massage place.
Well, you can relate then. I had no idea.
But my head was literally down. Yours is figuratively
we
down.
told you 12 times. There's one rule.
Yeah, but I was
don't talk when someone
very loud.
addresses the ball.
I was like,
Golf course is fun though, isn't it?
It was
Ted?
fun. We had a lot of fun.
Those beautiful
Halfway
desert
through,
courses.
A woman comes by with a little sandwich.
Yeah,
bag.
that was his favorite part.
It's pretty cool.
The sandwich
Woman came
cart.
by with a sandwich?
Yeah, she
They have a
brought
sandwich
me a
cart.
sandwich, and we had a soda and sandwich.
I've been grabbing my elbow a lot. I would like to acknowledge for the watchers. I had a PRP injection, 2 actually, one into the tendon, one into the joint, just before recording. So I'm a little inflamed. So I'm just hurting a little.
No, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yes, that's elective.
I've been icing.
I'm going to pitch you another.
Love it.
Okay, yeah.
Wait,
go.
1 sec for the jingle, please.
Teddy's wacky ideas.
Okay.
All right,
love
have
it.
you seen Naked and Afraid?
Of course.
All right, so I want to do like a Naked and Afraid light. All right, so it's not going to be as brutal.
But are they
So-
still naked?
Yeah, they're still
So
naked.
it's just as naked, it's just not as afraid.
right.
they smoke
exactly.
shingles
Less
light?
afraid.
So naked
Less
and
afraid.
timid.
Less afraid.
What would the word be?
No, this is I don't know what the word would be, but this is what the supply would be when you walk out. You're going for 21 days.
Okay.
But now you have a lighter. Okay, you have a lighter.
Cough onto him on the blanket.
Okay.
And you have a plastic, like one of those garage bag, big plastic bag.
Garage floor gray?
Yeah, or the blue. We'll go with the blue.
Okay.
All right.
Garbage bag blue.
Windsor blue.
Okay.
What, you get a garbage bag and a lighter?
Garbage bag.
That's what
Yes.
you're telling me?
Yes.
That's brilliant, Ted. That's
right.
brilliant.
Now,
maybe
hold
you
it.
should get a piece of sausage too.
You also get like hold on. No. You get a can of tuna.
Oh, how about lox? How about some lox and
You
bagel,
get a can
a
of
lighter and a
tuna,
garbage
A
bag?
can of tuna, but no opener. No opener.
No,
All right.
wait a minute. A can of tuna with no opener, but a lighter and a garbage bag.
All right. The reason being,
Yes.
okay, well, obvious, right?
No,
Garbage
not so
bag-
obvious.
Not as obvious.
Garbage bag is in case of a brutal rain. that you can stay completely dry.
How?
If you ever seen Naked and Afraid, where they usually tap out.
Wait a minute.
You're just going to fit a whole person in a garbage bag and stay dry?
The big one, the industrial one.
30 gallons? 55.
55 gallon
Teddy,
one.
do they each?
They get 2 each.
Oh, well, you didn't say
No, you didn't say
that.
that.
You
We
said
would have figured
one
out.
garbage
If you
bag.
said if you said 110 gallons of garbage bag,
No,
can of tuna, no opener, a lighter, I would have been like, well, I know to keep dry during the
And
rain.
the lighter to start a fire.
Fire.
Yeah, and the tuna,
tuna
you
is
can
just
figure
in
out to
case.
open up.
Tuna just in case, you get hungry. So that's the story. What do you think?
I like.
That's
I don't know.
terrible.
I don't
Think we can picture that?
No.
I do like the idea of naked and kind of afraid, where it's people who are still
That was
naked,
the best
but they're
part of the
they're
pitch.
not in a desert or a swamp. They just have to survive out on the street for 3 weeks. And that way they could still ask for money, but they might get arrested because their penis and pussy is out. Then they get fed in the jail cell. So then they're just afraid in jail.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. I
Almost
wouldn't buy that
afraid.
one.
Yours was terrible. A garbage bag, a lighter, a can of tuna with no can opener.
Teddy, what do you think would be harder to open without a can opener? A can of tuna or a pineapple?
Oh, a can of tuna.
Teddy,
I
no
agree.
shmee?
What?
No shmee on the trip?
Oh, fuck. No, Schmeeless. Schmeeless trip.
Which is one of my favorite characters from another movie with Cameron Diaz, Mila Kunis.
Oh,
Schmeeless.
I was
Kunis.
thinking of Beverly Hills Cop 1, the guy that works in the art gallery. Remember him?
No.
Oh, let me get you some tea. And what was his name? I think his name was Shmee.
Yeah.
His name was Shmee. It was. And Eddie Murphy. Hello, Shmee. Put up the clip, JonMichael.
Don't run and tell me, Summers, that Mr. Ahmed Foley is here to see...
Axel Foley. Axel.
Achwell
Axel.
Foley is here to see her. These are all the queens. Donnie, cover this up. It's
I'm
like
sorry.
the breast
I'm
of
real
a
sorry.
dog to scrub for the customer. It's not sexy, it's animal.
No, it's not sexy at all.
Also,
I'm trying to look it
the
up.
Hook. His assistant on the
That is
his
Shmee.
name was Shmee also.
Beverly Hills Cop, art dealer.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, what was his name? Good guy.
Bronson
Funny guy.
Pinchot.
Yes, very
Surge,
funny.
not Shmee.
Surge, right. Surge.
Yeah, yeah, he's funny. You got any other
Surge.
ideas?
Not right this second. Give me a couple of minutes. I always come up with something.
Oh, you just came up with Naked and Kind of Afraid just now.
That's been in my back burner.
Do you have anything else in your back burner? I'm saying, or you don't? They have to.
Oh shit!
They have to come to your
They have
consciousness.
to come to my consciousness.
That's a good name for an album for yours.
Good name for Shmee.
It's come to my consciousness. Everything that's on there has been sitting back there for a long time, and it
True.
brought to the front, kind of like a photon from the heart of the
True.
sun.
Well, that's what happened to I got 3 things coming out, but I can't seem to get them out. So.
You know, it could take millions and if not billions of years from a photon created at the center of a star to make it to the surface, and then only 8 minutes for that photon to make it to Earth, and then it's done.
Do a podcast about that.
Whew. Mr. Science.
Mr. Science. What I would like now is if I do start a new profession and I get even more into science and I become a thing called Mr. Science and it's successful, and people are like, how did you get into Mr. Science? I'd be like, I could actually show you the inception of when it came to the front of my consciousness.
Now that's on my top 5 movies, period.
What? Came on my consciousness?
Inception.
That's a porn, right?
Inception.
Great movie.
I don't remember that movie.
Wait, how about now?
Oh, yes, it's coming into focus now. Still don't remember it.
Teddy's recorded some cool songs lately, by the way. He's almost finished with his new cover album. It's untitled as of yet. We may name it Newark or New York.
It's going to be New York.
Or light shingles.
My studio is on the worst block in all of New York City.
Worst in what way?
They're more like people.
Careful.
Very careful.
I mean, they're all
Careful.
They're sad people. I feel very
Why
bad
is
for them.
your area more sad than any other part of New York City?
What is this, Passover?
It's a methadone clinic down the block.
Is that the only methadone clinic in New York City?
I'd have to show you what there's some kind of drug out there now that makes a person kind of. There's a drug out there now.
Right.
I'm not sure what the name of it is.
It's a new drug.
It's a new drug.
Wonder
but
drug?
It just makes someone like kind of like
Feels like a Bill Maher segment where you tell us all the names of the new drugs.
It's like this. Hold on.
Okay, but stay in front of the camera, Ted. Ted, you can't do that politically properly.
You're already.
Yeah.
Are you doing an impression of the people who are high? It just looks like you fell asleep on your piano.
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
And they stand there like that.
You just look like you've done cocaine.
And they stand there like that for like
Did you
half
guys
an
catch
hour.
that, or am I
Hold on.
high?
And they have for half an hour, and then they'll move down the block and reposition themselves like that again.
All right, comment if you understand what he's saying, but you don't understand my analogy about chewing.
All right. What?
Do you want another chocolate?
It's good shit.
I don't. Did you eat my chocolate?
I did.
That's a move that you do, man. You are like an animal with other people.
Someone stole my chocolate.
If there's a dessert that Dad likes, he will Uncle Bob to mouth too. Do you know about Uncle Bob? How he is the fastest? Go ahead.
Does
You
he,
can
I
say.
know he
No,
puts
you
some
go ahead.
food
Yes,
down
even
very
you
Fastest,
do
quickly.
know.
but he doesn't necessarily get eat fast eater. Just once it's on the fork,
Right.
As if something once fell off a fork and people made fun of him. He can't let that happen.
He's like it's like a lizard with a tongue.
Yes.
he has a fork here.
Fork to mouth is
and once
crazy
he plates
fast.
it up,
He's
fork
a
to mouth,
desperado.
he's like.
But that's what Dad is with a
invisible.
treat, and he'll because he thinks people won't see. I actually see Dad do stuff sometimes because from my peripheral I see this. I'll get you another chocolate.
Thanks, man.
I could go for one myself. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm hiding it. I'm saving it for later. We had a good time together, Teddy and I,
Oh, we always do.
in the valley for a
I'm
while.
so glad we could hang out together, guys.
JonMichael, before we export the mix, of course, because in case he doesn't notice, we'll just go ahead and mute the chewer's track.
I've tried to chew out of
Thank
the
you.
mic. Yes.
Oh man, I love being high and eating treats, man.
Me too.
Teddy, buddy. I can't even have it right now. That's insane. Cough on him. 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 Cough that way. Cough under the blanket. Wow. Oh.
Harumph, not Parumph.
His and her rumps.
Parumph, Nevada.
Man. You know what I know that you love? Coffee ice cream.
You know it. I love coffee ice cream.
He likes
How did
chocolate
you know that?
milkshakes too.
Because you ordered it once when we were in Cleveland. And the way you ate that coffee ice cream, I haven't heard you eat treats like that before. And it just registered. This dude loves coffee ice cream.
I do. I
The
really
whole
do.
week we were together, that's
I
all
had
he kept
one.
asking for was coffee ice cream. You're
It
right,
straightens
Ricky.
me
Yes.
out. I don't know why, but it does.
I did get him In-N-Out one time.
Nice.
Yeah, first time he's had In-N-Out in a long time.
My first In-N-Out, I loved it.
Yeah, what's not to love?
You know, In-N-Out.
I loved it.
In-N-Out are my favorite fries that are bad fries. They're always bad, and I still like them.
It's funny you say that, all right?
Thank
They're
you.
not
Fries are
high qual-
neutral to me.
Yeah,
Those are
they're
very
neutral, but when I get them, I eat them.
Yeah, I
that
get 'em,
being
I eat
said,
them too.
I just read a post that they opened up their first store in Idaho yesterday, and the line was 8 hours long.
Not worth that.
No, nothing's worth that.
Well, Taylor Swift ticket, maybe.
You know what I just found out? Speaking of Taylor Swift, made me think of Ticketmaster. Once we wrap on this show I'm filming, I think I'm going to start going out on the road a little bit more.
Yeah, your show in San Francisco through Ticketmaster, is it not?
Yeah, so there's my first one.
You going to get a van?
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know
A big bus?
I don't know what I'm doing yet, Ted. But
Okay.
ticket price, I think, is $25. That's where I want my ticket price. you go online, Ticketmaster, and the tickets are like $32 some. And I know that a lot of places have fees, not the club, the tickets.
No, Ticketmaster.
And I've heard about this before, but I just don't understand the process. I don't understand because like whenever you buy a ticket in Los Angeles, there's none of that. But apparently Ticketmaster has these exclusive deals with almost all the venues.
Yeah, they're a monopoly.
It's a monopoly.
Yes.
Louis C.K. did a tour once called the No Ticket Fee Tour or something like that. Like that was, and he had to find like these off places to perform because almost all of them have it. And my agent told me that some places it almost doubles the ticket price after surcharges, credit card charges. It could be $20, and that's like a big like when people are coming out to see me.
Right.
I don't know because I'm just starting to tour again. I don't know what the show is going to be at, so I don't want to have a $40 ticket. I don't want to have a $35 ticket.
Right, and they think that's you charging it too. That's just unfortunate.
So it's just an interesting thing. I wonder how many people look at that. Remember, Joe Biden tried to do something about, I don't know about for Ticketmaster, but like hotels and stuff. The hidden fees is a
right. Like when we go to Vegas is a perfect thing. All right?
The resort fee, the tax.
Give me a break. Resort fee. That's why you're here. A resort. There never used to be a resort fee.
Look at your Uber bill. There's like 5 things on there.
I went to a restaurant that I go to all the time, and I still do, dined in, and they added a 3% kitchen charge. And it says, if you'd like to take this off, you can. It's to help us pay the staff a working wage. And I'm like, why don't you do it? Also, and I'm fine with it. And they know that 3 is the perfect number because how many people, if they don't want to pay it, are going to be like, hey, could you please take off the money that's going to help these people?
I got to tell you something. I would pay that 3% because here in California, being in the restaurant business is very, very difficult.
I pay it
because of that.
I pay it. I also tip very well. I'm not saying these people don't deserve the money. What I'm saying is there is a change in commerce now where the end user is paying the company's employees. Well, Uber is the perfect example of that.
My point in the restaurant business is that they've increased their costs so much that those costs have to be passed on to the
I
customer.
know that you're an advocate for the restaurant business. I am too.
It's difficult.
Matt, shout out to the Greyhound, is in it. It's difficult. I'm not commenting on whether or not these people deserve it or how hard it is. What I'm saying is it's a very new shift in commerce now where we are asking the customer to pay things that they never paid. By the way, charge more.
Same thing.
But that's the thing. Then make the sandwich a little bit more expensive.
He's giving you, this guy.
They're not giving us the option.
To me, they are.
No.
Instead of raising prices by 3%.
No, because they still raised prices.
But
it's odd, man. It's odd.
Yeah.
It's odd. I don't want to have to go in there and, there was a Curb episode about it, about tipping the captain and tipping the waiter. And he didn't tip the right.
Right. What about tip on takeout?
You tip on everything. It's just, the most you tip, to me, the most you tip is dining in. The second most you tip is delivery. And the least tip is takeout.
So dining in, you base your tip on the size of the check, obviously.
Correct.
20%.
I don't do that for delivery.
No, in dining in, I'm saying.
Dining in,
I give 20%.
Yeah.
Minimum of 20%.
I round up to the nearest 10 after tax and then do 20% of that. So if it's $62, I'm leaving. Also, I'll go between 10 and 15. So instead of 14, I'll leave 15. But if it's $80 or if it's $75, I'll probably leave 15 as well.
See, I guess I hung out with Wino too long because Wino 75. If you check 75, Wino's that's $100 easy. You just give them
I'm talking minimums. I'm talking minimum.
But my point is,
do you ever have a bad server that you still don't tip 20%? That's the thing. Never.
Do you know what TIP stands for?
Tulsa Enterprise Practices.
Do you know what it stands for?
No idea.
Tax interpreted percentage.
To ensure promptness. That's how it started. And you're right. You still tip 20% to a bad server.
I minimum 20%. And then if the service is good, you give, or if you made some extra money that day.
Exceptional.
Well, of course.
Right. Now,
you know what else I learned from Mom when service is exceptional? I also speak to the manager about how good the service was.
That's right. Mom does that. Now, when it comes to delivery,
it is by size because if they have to carry more weight for me.
For me, it's on distance.
Distance and weight are for me. Like I order bottles of water sometimes. When people are bringing me bottles of water, even if it's from a Rite Aid nearby, I'm tipping more than 20%.
I never made weight a consideration.
Yeah, because I also think I don't know who's going to be delivering this, and if this is someone where the weight is going to be a little uncomfortable, I
guess in your situation it means something is they have farther to walk to get to your delivery post. In my thing, they drive up my driveway and drop it at my door.
Yeah.
What's the
difference? They have to park. They have to do a gate code. They have to walk up. And also you tip more when it's raining.
Absolutely. And in my case, I tip more when it's snowing.
Where I am, out in Long Island, New York, when you make the transaction, you've already included your 15 or 20%, and that's the end of the
because you could push 15 or 20.
Yeah,
you're saying, they do that here too.
Talking,
yeah,
but how much do you give?
When the shit, that's what I get. Whatever it is.
But when you push 20, it's pre-tax, so I don't think it behooves them to do that.
And I'm not giving them any more money. They drop the shit off at the front of the door.
That's not the point. Of course, you're tipping them. That's that. But do you always give 20% in delivery, no matter what?
Well, it's either 15 or 20 usually.
Yeah, so you're tipping great.
Right. Yeah,
you're tipping great on delivery.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's what it is. It's
already
figured. It's already figured out. So they don't expect any more money.
Look, if I have $100 check for the two of us at a restaurant, I'm leaving a $25 tip. Okay. If I'm getting $100 of food delivered from a restaurant that's relatively close to me,
I'll give you another.
I'm giving a $12 to $15.
That's still a really nice tip. I rarely give more than a $10 tip on delivery.
Okay.
I tip $10 on delivery almost every time.
Now,
okay, I got a pharmacy. They
that's not true. There's a place near. I'm so sorry, but there's a place that is walking distance, and I sometimes get it delivered. I often get it delivered, and when I do that, I tip $5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a pharmacy. They deliver every time
you're talking about Shmee, or you're talking about legitimate drugs?
Legitimate. All the drugs we take, right? All the drugs,
right? So they hold all your prescriptions.
I call it in, blah blah blah. Yeah, do you want delivery? Yeah. They put a delivery fee on there. Now, if I see the guy when he shows up, I'll give him $20, $30.
A tip.
And then
is this the owner of the pharmacy?
No, there's a couple of delivery guys. I'll give them a couple of bucks, and then I don't want to see it. Next time you're not getting $30 next time.
That's what's dangerous about you're setting precedent.
Right.
You're setting precedent. Now they're looking for you.
Exactly.
They're not looking for me.
You're also hiding from them.
Why'd you give them $30 the first time?
Because I hadn't given them money for the last 3 times. So I'm making up.
Right? Oh, then you tell them that. You give them $10 every time.
Right. Okay. Say, look, I missed you the last couple of times.
That's not how I do it.
That's how you do it.
I know that's how you do. But sometimes you don't have cash available. Your wallet's in the other room, and the guy's right there. And you go.
Is it always the same guy?
I'll get you next time. I have 2 guys that do that.
He didn't share that 30.
And they're all. They know who I am.
Let me tell you
they know where I live.
Let me tell you something. Okay. I have a very, very close friend that passed away recently. And one thing that he taught me and one thing that he said often that you have to listen to, okay? Cash isn't heavy.
I totally agree.
So have cash on you then.
The younger generation's dad, my generation, 26 years old and younger.
You guys don't carry cash around.
I still always you should always, at least have $20 on you.
I come from a line, at least I have more than that.
Well, Mr. Big Spender over there. But it's not nice to carry that much cash.
I have like a couple $100 at any given time. That's it.
You gotta always keep.
That's enough. It. Right. If you got a couple $100,
but if I have $100 bill, I'm not breaking $100 bill.
You don't have a $100 bill. And if you do, you make sure you at least have a 20. A 20 could be broken.
I know
20 gets you what you need.
I'm seeing this guy next week. I'll get him next week.
I'm not mad at you.
It's like that kind of thing.
I had a $100 bill, and I had lunch at
$100 for lunch is not a tip.
No. I had a $100 bill, and I ate at the mall, and
it's easy if you're eating at the mall.
I said, "Can you take $100 and cash it?" So I had change then. Great sandwich. Can I call out the restaurant? Or is that a chain?
It's a chain.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a chain.
I've never seen them anywhere else. Have I?
think so.
On the mall.
I think they're at malls.
It was a good sandwich.
I just love their bread. Their bread. Yeah, they make it fresh there.
God. It was
Stone
very
oven.
good. Stone
bread.
oven. Great bread.
Man, I love bread. I haven't had gluten. I haven't had coffee since Christmas.
But you've had liver since then.
Yeah, and black tea.
Yes.
But I miss bread. Growing up, I remember people were always talking about bread. Like, oh, I love bread. And I always thought, like, Yeah, bread's good. Well, what is everyone doing? Because you're a kid, you don't think about this stuff. And then you get older and you start to appreciate, you get nicer breads. You have different dishes with different breads in them. And also bread affects you a little bit different. And you're like, bread is
my favorite food by far. I could eat on just bread alone.
I know it. You know what? In Naked and Kind of Afraid, they would be giving everyone a garbage bag, a lighter, a loaf of bread
I like that.
without a fastener opener.
I know. I like that. I like that idea.
And a car.
A garbage bag and a lighter.
No, but I like the idea of making, like a rye bread or something like that.
You know, it'd be great. A Naked and Afraid,
bread.
and there's 20 different people, and they're all on their own, and everyone gets their own thing. One person gets a loaf of bread, one gets some schmear, one gets some lox, one gets the capers, and you have to team up to build.
But they all get two extra big, large garbage bags
It's called the big
in
sandwich.
case it rains.
Dad, could you fix the gray for your elbow?
Fantasy sandwich.
Fantasy sandwich instead of Fantasy Island. That's good, man. So I'm leaving for my show. I think I want to leave in like an hour. So
I'm going to the show also.
yeah,
You
I'm going
are
home.
not.
nice.
Right. And then he's going to New York tomorrow. Back home.
Back in the old.
Back east.
back in
He's
the
going
saddle
back
again,
east tomorrow.
Well, let's wrap this up and then do some commercials.
Okay.
Which one should I pick here? I don't know.
Wait, no,
not
cancel. You have to do
home yet.
commercials. You have to do
Right,
commercials.
we're not
with me.
going home
commercials.
yet.
Teddy, we'll get you in. You're like flushing before your pee's even done.
Right.
I've done that.
Everyone's done that. And then you go, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Let me inject you. Hey, by the way, what happened to that pink suit? I heard they took it back.
And I bought it.
You bought it?
Yeah.
I didn't know we bought it. Okay.
Yeah, it was like $2,500, but that's what more than that. I think the jacket was $2 and change and the pants were $800. But it was already tailored for me, and I was able to buy the whole outfit. I think for
$750.
Yeah, I think I got a pair of shoes. Yeah. Oh, also, I didn't get styled the next day, and they gave a $500 budget, and I saved that so I could give that to him.
They've let you apply that to the clothes.
It's for all of it, however I use it. So then I got so I think it was $950 for shoes, an undershirt, and the jacket, and I got $500 from that. So basically $450 for this full outfit, and the suit alone was almost $3,000, and it was already tailored for me.
Oh. It's a gorgeous suit.
You look like $1 million.
Beautiful suit, right?
It is a gorgeous suit.
That was
yes.
fun.
All right,
Fun looking.
Wear it to your wedding.
I would wear that around the town.
I'm thinking about because of all the press I've done for As We See It, there's a lot of like award shows and press stuff.
Right.
And then this the award show that I hosted, I have like 7-8 suits. I never wear suits, but I have a nice suit rotation now. Like nice suits fitted for me.
Right.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking about being a suit comic for a little bit.
I'm telling you, wear
if you
one
wore
tonight.
if you wore that pink suit around like Monday through Friday and shit, you know?
Wear
dirty.
wear one tonight to this show.
I'm a little stoned. It's not a suit night.
I think you
That's
running
what makes
around
it
town
why
with
it
the
should
pink suit.
be. Are you kidding me? Don't you think you should wear a suit to the Dirty Comedy
think
Show
you should
tonight?
wear that pink
What's
suit.
it called?
Secret, Horribly Funny.
Horribly Funny
I think
Comedy
you should wear
Show.
the pink suit every
so
day.
excited to go to that.
I think I'll be wearing what I'm
Then
wearing.
they call him the pink suit guy,
lazy.
you know, and then maybe you get on TV, you know, maybe get on
Yes.
TV.
Right.
Maybe you get on TV.
Teddy Snap. Dad, Teddy Snap. Same time.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.